it is a ruling expected this morning in former President Jacob Zuma's bid to have State Prosecutor Billy Downer recuse himself from Zuma's corruption trial. Zuma's legal team arguing that Downer violated the prosecutorial code of ethics. Legal analyst Mpumelelo Zikalala joining us now via the virtual platform. Mr. Zikalala, thank you very much for making the time. You've had time to make an assessment as to the arguments that were put forward by the defense or the lawyers representing former President Jacob Zuma versus the arguments of the state lawyers. Your assessment as to whether or not the former president is going to get this appeal he's looking for?
He may be able to get it on the following grounds. Let's remember that when Judge Pitcoin made the ruling previously, he was bound by the decision of the SCA of saying let's only limit and adopt a narrow interpretation of the title to prosecute to the administrative factors of the title to prosecute as per the NPA Act and nothing else. However, the former president is then saying, I want to develop this particular law, look at the conduct of the prosecutor in this matter. Surely it's not going to give me the protection which I'm required or that I'm afforded to by Section 35 of our Constitution. So if I go to the SCA and state my case there, they may come to a different conclusion in terms of that particular aspect. So Judge Kuhn may be inclined to say, I know that I'm bound by the decision which of a higher court than I'm in now. So you can go to the SCA, go and argue matter and let them decide whether they want to adopt your wide interpretation of title to prosecute or not.
Mr. Zikalala, the former president, if he doesn't succeed at the Pietermaritzburg High Court, my understanding, and based on what I have read, the former president does have the option to petition directly the Supreme Court of Appeal, does he not?
Indeed, he does. He can go to the SCA and say, your brother in KZN, the provincial division, has dismissed my application. Can you please look at it? I'm petitioning you as justices to say, I want to come to you directly, listen to my case, listen to what I have to state, so that at the end of the day, I'll be able to be afforded justice. Even when the SCA would then, after the particular petition application has been made, dismisses his application, he can still go to the Crown Court and say the very same thing and say, this is a constitutional matter. There are certain things and provisions that must be protected here in terms of the Bill of Rights, especially when you look at Section 35. Please give me an audience so that I'll be able to state my case. So he still have two other options which are available to him if his application is dismissed today.
Yeah, let's throw forward then. Let's assume that the Supreme Court of Appeal is going to be the next logical step, or probably even the Constitutional Court. If the former president does not succeed, will that be a verdict in a way as to this trial finally getting underway?
Definitely. It would then mean that there are no other impediments which are going to stop this trial from going ahead. The first witness will have to go into the witness box and they will have to deliver evidence. So it is only these two, let's call them point in limine, in which the court will have to deal with first before a first witness will go into the witness box and be able to answer questions or to provide evidence against the former president.
Mpumelelo Zikalala, thank you very much putting that so succinctly for us. Thanks indeed for your analysis there, legal analyst Mpumelelo Zikalala.